The royal halls of the Aryan Empire had always echoed with tales of distant worlds, forgotten wars, and legendary beings who once shaped the galaxies. Among these stories, one stood above the rest, whispered in quiet corners and sung in long-forgotten epics. Humans, the elders said, were warriors so fierce that entire fleets trembled at the sound of their march. Yet they vanished ages ago, leaving only fragments behind. To most citizens of the Empire, humans were nothing more than myth. Princess Lyra believed the same. She was the youngest daughter of the Aryan Empress, destined to become a diplomat rather than a soldier. Her mother taught her to value peace above conquest, to seek unity above force. So when she heard the old stories about humans, she considered them nothing more than dramatic tales told to inspire young cadets. She preferred studying quiet star systems and learning the traditions of harmless worlds instead. On a warm cycle morning, she traveled with an exploratory fleet to the outer reaches of their maps. Her mission was simple: investigate a region filled with old debris and energy signatures. The Empire suspected it was the remains of an ancient battlefield. Lyra expected boredom, not revelation. When her ship emerged into the dusty system, she looked upon a graveyard of metal. Broken hulls drifted like frozen shadows. Strange symbols, worn by time, were carved into the plates. Some resembled the old script said to belong to vanished humans. Her officers scanned everything they could, gathering samples, recording data, and trying to piece together history. Lyra stared out from the observation deck. She had always loved stars, but something about this place unsettled her. It felt heavy, as if the silent wrecks still echoed with the memory of battle. As she watched, the nearby sensor station signaled an alarm. A faint distress beacon pulsed from deep within the debris. Her officers assumed it was just an old automated signal, nothing alive. But Lyra felt drawn to it. Against their hesitation, she ordered a small team to investigate. Her captain disliked the idea, but royalty meant her word stood above objection. They took a shuttle and followed the fading beacon to a drifting craft half buried in dust. The vessel was small, compact, and old. Very old. Its design did not match any recorded in their archives. The ship looked battered, patched with mismatched metal segments, as if its owner had repaired it alone and without proper tools. As Lyra stepped aboard, she sensed the air was still breathable. That meant the systems were active. That meant something was alive. She moved through the narrow corridor, each step echoing softly. Lights flickered. A door ahead stayed jammed halfway open. Lyra pressed her hand against it, and her guards forced it wider. Inside the chamber, they found a figure slumped beside a flickering console. He was tall, broader than any Aryan warrior, his limbs strong and his skin marked with scars. His hair was dark, and he wore simple armor that looked handmade. Lyra froze. Her heart raced. Every ancient illustration she had seen seemed to merge with reality. The being opened his eyes. He stared at her for a long moment, confused and weak, before attempting to stand. He stumbled, and Lyra took a step forward without thinking. Her guards reacted instantly, raising their weapons. She raised her hand to stop them. The stranger spoke, his voice rough. "Where am I?" Lyra answered carefully. "You are in Aryan territory. We found your ship drifting." "Who are you?" The stranger steadied himself. "My name is Aaron. I am human." The room fell silent. Her guards exchanged glances of disbelief. Lyra felt her breath catch. Everything she knew told her humans did not exist. They were legends. Yet one stood in front of her. Aaron looked around the room, then back at her. "Are you real?" She nodded slowly. "Yes. And you?" "You are human," he nodded back. "The last as far as I know." Lyra felt a strange mixture of excitement and fear. This moment was impossible. Yet it was happening. She helped him walk toward their shuttle. He moved with the discipline of a trained warrior, even while weak. There was something steady in his eyes, something ancient and determined. Her officers, stunned, carried him aboard. By the time they reached the main ship, the news had already spread across the fleet. The Empress herself contacted Lyra, demanding information. Lyra explained everything she had seen. Her mother ordered the human transported safely and treated with respect. If he truly was real, the implications were enormous. Aaron spent several cycles in the medical bay, recovering from starvation and exhaustion. Lyra visited often. At first, she told herself it was duty. Later, she realized it was curiosity. Something about him felt different. He carried a presence that none of her warriors had. A quiet strength, a calm intensity. As he regained his strength, he began to tell his story. His people had once been scattered by a great war. He grew up among drifting colonies, each one clinging to survival. Humanity had faded, becoming isolated groups rather than a unified species. Many colonies were lost. Aaron himself had served as a protector in his settlement, trained by the elders who still remembered old traditions. When raiders attacked, he fought to defend his people. But the colony fell. He fled in the ship they found, drifting while trying to reach allies who might not exist anymore. Lyra listened carefully. Every word painted a different picture of his species. Not mythical monsters. Not unstoppable warriors, survivors, protectors, people holding on to hope even when the galaxy forgot them. When he had recovered enough, he asked to train in the fleet's auxiliary hall. Lyra arranged it. She wondered how he would compare to their seasoned soldiers. The first session left. The soldiers speechless. Aaron moved with fluid precision, his strikes controlled yet powerful. He adapted instantly to new weapons. He defended against attacks no one expected him to read. He did not boast. He did not compete. He simply fought with focus and discipline. Lyra watched the training silently. She realized then why her ancestors had respected humans. It was not their strength. It was their will. Over the next weeks, he trained their fighters, teaching them human techniques. In return, Lyra taught him about the modern galaxy, the new alliances, and the peaceful mission of her family. He listened with interest, especially when she spoke about her wish to prevent future wars. He told her that humans had learned the cost of conflict, and that maybe the galaxy could learn too. As they spent time together, their conversations grew deeper. Lyra admired how direct he was. Aaron admired how kind she was. She was curious about everything. He was patient in explaining. She showed him the beauty of her culture. He showed her how humans found meaning in small things. One evening, while standing on the observation deck, she asked him quietly, "Did you ever believe aliens like us existed?" He smiled faintly. "We hoped, but we never saw. And now that you have, I think your people are different from what our legends warned." "What did your legends say?" "That great empires rise and fall. That power blinds those who hold it. That warriors must be careful whom they trust." Lyra looked out at the stars. "Do you trust us?" He hesitated before answering. "I trust you." Those words stayed with her, but not everyone in the fleet felt the same. Some officers feared him. Others disliked that a mythic warrior walked freely among them. A few accused him of being a threat. Rumors spread. Some claimed he was a spy from a lost human empire. Others said he would betray them like the old stories warned. Lyra defended him. She reminded her officers that he was alone, injured, and showed no hostility. But fear spread faster than reason. Trouble arrived when a rival faction of the empire, hungry for influence, learned about him. They wanted the human for themselves. They believed his abilities would give them an advantage in politics or war. A group of their agents infiltrated Lyra's fleet and attempted to seize him during one of his training sessions. Aaron sensed the threat before the attack began. The agents struck with stun weapons. He moved with rapid precision, shielding the younger soldiers. Lyra arrived as the clash echoed through the hall. She saw how he protected her people without thinking of his own safety. Her guards surrounded the agents. The threat was handled, but the damage was done. The Empress ordered Lyra to return home immediately with Aaron. She feared larger factions might move next. Humans were too valuable or too dangerous, depending on interpretation. Lyra escorted Aaron to her mother's palace, a place filled with towering halls and shining walls. The Empress greeted him with calm dignity. She studied him for a long moment before speaking. "You are far from your origin." Aaron bowed slightly. "I am grateful for your daughter's help." The Empress nodded. "My people once feared your kind. They believed you could spark war with only your presence. But my daughter says otherwise. She saved me," he said, "and she showed me peace still exists." Over the following cycles, Aaron was given a safe place to stay within the palace grounds. Scholars interviewed him about human history. Diplomats debated the implications of his existence. Warriors asked him for training. Through it all, Lyra remained his closest companion. They explored the capital together. She showed him markets, gardens, and the ancient monuments of her world. He showed her how humans built simple tools. He told her stories of small communities that valued cooperation more than conquest. She found his perspective refreshing. He found her culture graceful. Their bond deepened, though neither spoke of it openly. But peace rarely lasted in politics. The rival faction that tried to abduct. Aaron demanded he be turned over. The AC